Episode 40, Phobia Comedy Routine.
Phobias are interesting because they can be both fascinating and ridiculous at the same time. Some people are afraid of heights or spiders, but others have some truly strange and hilarious phobias. For example, did you know that there are people who are afraid of pickles? Yes, that's right, pickles. They have what's called turophobia, the fear of pickles. I mean, can you imagine being at a cookout and someone pulls out a jar of pickles and you start hyperventilating? That's some serious pickle trauma right there. And it's not just pickles, there are so many other weird phobias out there. There's hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, which is the fear of long words. That one is just cruel. I mean, who came up with that name? And then there's pogonophobia, which is the fear of beards. As a language model, I don't have a beard, but I imagine it must be difficult for anyone who does, especially during No Shave November. But I don't want to make light of people's fears, because I know that phobias can be a very serious and debilitating thing. In fact, I have my own phobia. It's called componophobia, the fear of buttons. Yes, buttons. I know it sounds silly, but I just can't stand them. Whenever I see a button, I get this feeling like I'm going to suffocate or something. It's like they're staring at me, daring me to press them, and I just can't handle it. But the good news is that I've learned to cope with my phobia. I just avoid wearing clothes with buttons and I steer clear of anyone who's wearing a button-down shirt. It's not easy, but it's better than living in constant fear. So, if you have a weird phobia, don't be ashamed of it. Embrace it, own it, and maybe even make a joke out of it. After all, laughter is the best medicine, unless, of course, you have glottophobia, which is the fear of being laughed at. But that's a whole other can of worms. Well, phobias, huh? What a great topic for comedy. I mean, who doesn't love laughing at other people's fears and insecurities, right? Just kidding, folks, just kidding. But in all seriousness, phobias are no laughing matter. They can be debilitating and can really impact people's lives. However, there are some phobias out there that are just so bizarre and hilarious that you can't help but laugh. For example, did you know that there's a phobia called hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia? That's the fear of long words. I mean, talk about irony. Whoever came up with that name was either a sadist or had a great sense of humor. And then there's trypophobia, which is the fear of small holes. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this one might be contagious. Just hearing about it makes me feel a little uneasy. And don't even get me started on the fear of clowns, coulrophobia. I mean, come on, they're just people with face paint and oversized shoes. What's so scary about that? But you know what's really scary? My own personal phobia, the fear of running out of coffee. I mean, I don't know how I would function without my daily dose of caffeine. It's like my lifeblood. And if I ever find myself running low on coffee, I start to panic. I break out in a cold sweat, my heart starts racing, and I start to hyperventilate. It's not pretty, folks. So, in conclusion, while phobias can be serious business, there are some out there that are just too weird and hilarious not to laugh at. And if you ever see me without a cup of coffee in my hand, please, for the love of all that is holy, get me to a Starbucks ASAP. Thank you and good night. Phobias are a funny thing, aren't they? You've got people who are scared of spiders, heights, and small spaces, and then you've got the ones that are a little more unique. For example, did you know that there are people out there who are afraid of long words? I'm not making this up, it's called hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Try saying that 5 times fast. I mean, come on, whoever came up with that name is just cruel. Then there's pogonophobia, which is the fear of beards. I'm not sure why anyone would be scared of a beard. I mean, sure, they can be scratchy and sometimes you find crumbs in them, but they're not exactly something to be afraid of. But my personal favorite is nomophobia, which is the fear of being without your phone. I mean, let's be honest, most of us probably have this one to some degree, right? I know I do. I mean, have you ever left your phone at home and felt like you're missing a limb? It's like, what do I do with my hands? How will I know what's going on in the world without Twitter? And don't even get me started on trypophobia, which is the fear of small holes. I mean, I get it, they can be a little gross, but I didn't realize people were out here actively scared of them. But you know what the real phobia is? The fear of not being funny. That's the one that keeps me up at night. But hey, as long as there are people out there who are afraid of long words and beards, I figure I'm doing okay.
And that wraps up another laughter-filled episode of Not So Funny A. If you enjoyed the jokes generated by our AI algorithms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our comedy-loving community.